Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me coming back at you again. Another take two of this live stream vid. This is actually going to be a live fight reaction with the Luis Ortiz and Andy Ruiz main event Fox pay-per-view card, which is scheduled to take place any moment now. As if the Isaac Cruz and Moraes fight just concluded with a second round TKO knockout, whatever you want to call it. I must say that was a very, very brutal knockout, a stoppage by Isaac Cruz. I mean, that was bad. Jesus Christ. So, by the way, this fight between Cruz and Ramirez was a WBC title eliminator. I'm not sure if this was the final title eliminator, but if it was the final title eliminator, that means that Isaac Cruz will be the mandatory challenger to Devin Haney. Or the Devin Haney, should I say the Devin Haney or George Gambosa's winner. So that would be interesting. But when the knockout occurred, man, a lot of Isaac Cruz fans at Crypto.com Arena, I was going to say Staples Center, but Crypto.com Arena, they were blurring out the names. We want Tank. We want Tank. As soon as they saw his face on the Titantron, because by the way, Tank Davis is in the crowd tonight, they booed the hell out of him. They booed the hell out of him. But it seems like Isaac Cruz is becoming a crowd favorite now. He's starting to become very popular in the lightweight division. So he's a force to be reckoned with. Yes, he's only got a couple losses on his record, one against Tank and one loss earlier in his career. Yeah, they're booing Tank on the Titantron, but yeah, he's a very difficult guy to beat, man, because he's so short, he's stocky. He keeps his head tucked down to his chest. He applies relentless pressure, so it's a very difficult guy to hit, to time too. It's like, he comes in with those wild hooks, but sometimes he comes in with those hooks with, yeah, he calling out Devin Haney. Yeah, so he's calling out Devin Haney now. Isaac Cruz versus Devin Haney. How's that fight going to turn out? What's up, Fight Doctor? Fight Doctor in the chat. Dude, if they ever actually fight, I'll say this. That's if Devin Haney gets past Gambosa's and expected to do so. I'll favor Devin Haney because he's a much more smarter fighter. He knows not to give Isaac Cruz not a chance to to come inside. The best way to beat Cruz is that you have to box him at long range. You have to keep him at the end of your jab. That's the only way you can beat him. But that's easier said than done because the dude's so stocky, he's so short, is that it's very difficult to time him with your jab, even with the power shot. So anyhow, the knockout was so bad, dude. He trapped Ramirez in the corner, right? He feinted him as if he was going to start with a body shot. So he feinted. He came back with a vicious left hook and then ended with a right and another left hook. So 3-punch combination to end the fight. So yeah, so well, we'll see what Isaac Cruz goes from here. Will it be a rematch with Tank Davis? I wouldn't mind that. But at the end of the day, it is Tank. I mean, Tank, he pretty much has no one else to fight other than maybe Isaac Cruz in a rematch. So I think that's probably the direction they're going. But the rumor mill is that Tank Davis is in line to fight Ryan Garcia. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to come to fruition. But if it doesn't, then yeah, I expect to see Tank versus Cruz in the rematch. Now, yeah, that'd be interesting. So again, if they were to rematch and Cruz puts his well, I think he's the interim WBC champion now, so he is the mandatory from the looks of it. So he puts that on the line against Tank Davis, and should Tank win that fight, then he becomes mandatory challenger to the winner, Devin Haney and George Gambosa. So yeah, very interesting times at the lightweights, man. It's a very stacked division, but we got to get these guys to fight each other. That's like the only thing that's holding back its potential of being a powerhouse. So, um, yeah, man. So as far as the other fights is concerned, Abamars versus Miguel Santos. I think it was Santos he fought. So he fought against Santos, who's been in there. He's battle tested, but he's definitely his best days as being a top contender is behind him. But I will say this though, the first 4 rounds, Abamars looked very, 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 very sharp. I mean, it looks like he didn't lose a step after being out of the ring for 4 years, but in that fourth round, I think the third round, I believe, he loaded up on a lot of power shots on Santos, and it buckled him with, especially when he hit him with a left hook. But so that was quite interesting to see how where that was going, because I think in that third round he hit Santos with like five, like six straight overhand rights, and it was connecting. But unfortunately for Abner, he is a naturally small guy, and this fight was at lightweight, by the way. He's a natural bantamweight, so he's carrying a lot more weight than usual. That obviously that's what happens when you get older over time. Your body grows, so you can't stay at a lower weight forever. But unfortunately, he doesn't have the power to, his power doesn't carry that much up to 135. But even though he did hurt Santos, but it's not a concussive knockout power like he once had at the lower weight classes at bantamweight. So anyhow, after that fourth round, which I did give to Santos, but it was very weird because after that fourth round, Abner Mares was pretty much on his bicycle through the remaining course of the fight. It was a 10-rounder. He was landing some shots, but I still wasn't giving the round to Santos because he wasn't really landing anything, even though Mares was on his bike. But needless to say, though, at the end of the fight, before the end of the fight, there was a fight that broke out in the stands. I think it was in the 8th round, I believe, but that lasted about a good minute or so. So, but anyhow, at the end of the fight, the judges scored the fight a draw. So I know people are gonna look at that and say, "Well, that's fucking crazy." I mean, Abner Mares clearly outlanded the guy and outthrew the guy by wide margins. I get that, but at the end of the day, they are scoring these fights round by round. And unfortunately, what Abner did is that he was on his bicycle after the fourth round. He wasn't really quite as effective like he was in the first 4 rounds. He was just literally ran on his bike. I mean, I don't know why he did that, but maybe he felt some of those shots that he's like, okay, let me keep composed, stay away from this guy. I think I'm way ahead in the cards anyway. I'm outlanding this guy, so let me just nick these rounds for the remainder of the fight, and I'll get the decision. I think that's what he was hoping for, but unfortunately, he got a draw. So I know that's not the way he wanted to come back. That's not the way he wanted to come back. So I don't know what he's going to do. I mean, is he going to continue his career after this, after that draw? Is he going to be discouraged to come back and continue to fight? I know his wife was very worried about him coming back, especially the fact that he's had 2 detached retinas from his right eye that forced him to retirement initially. But hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So, yep. So next is coming up is Andy Ruiz, the Destroyer Ruiz Jr. versus Luis King Kong Ortiz. So this is going to be the match we are waiting for. And what happened here? What happened? What's going on here? Did I lose it? Hold on. What's going on? All right, hold on here, guys. All right, here we go. Yes, having some technical issues with this stream, but yeah. So yeah, a fight before the Edmund Mares fight. It was the Edwin Dos Santos versus Jose Villanueva. Now Villanueva was the favorite going in, and Dos Santos was the last minute replacement. Now I did initially state that was a showcase fight for Villanueva, which it was. But what strikes me and what's striking to me, before I get into the results of the fight, is that Santos went to the fight 15. Excuse me, he went to the fight 14-1 and 13 KOs. Now I looked at that record and say, okay, yeah, he may not have beaten anybody that's worth note, but this is a guy who's very dangerous. He's got that many KOs, and that's in 14, 15 fights. Yes, he's only lost 1, but I'm very surprised that Villanueva would select this guy as a last minute replacement because as the fight began, it only lasted 3 rounds, but both guys was landing some big power shots. But Dos Santos was beating Villanueva to the punch. He stunned him and hurt him multiple times in the second round, and then Villanueva came back with a left hook and he put Dos Santos down, and he was pretty hurt there. He was pretty shook by that knockdown. Dos Santos come back with a right and a left and put Villanueva down very hard, and that was a bad knockdown. And in fact, he put him down. He also hit him after he went down too. So the referee interjected. He came in and he scored the knockdown, but he also took a point away from Dos Santos. But what's weird about this is that this referee went to all different corners of the ring to let the officials know that I'm taking a point, but I'm going to rule the knockdown. Right? He took the point, but to me, he did it to where it gave. I think he went and told the officials, went all the different, went to all sides of the ring, right? I think it took about a good minute and a half for him to take the point away from Dos Santos. To me, I felt that he deliberately did that because he wanted to give Villanueva more time to recover. And I think they know each other personally. So he was trying to give him more time to recover. But unfortunately, Villanueva, his legs were pretty much was steady. They were gone. And the referee warned Villanueva, was like, if you take another big shot like that and your head's getting rocked the way it is, I'm going to stop the fight. So Dos Santos came in, right? He feinted. He came in with a 1-2 with I think a right hook. And it bounced off. Villanueva's head was rocked again. He was on steady legs. And then the referee jumped in and said, that's it. I'm stopping the fight. And I think Villanueva was upset about that, but he told him, look, man, I'm not going to sit there and allow you to get embarrassed like that. You live to fight another day. That's what the referee told him. So, yeah, it was the right stoppage because Villanueva was gone. He didn't have his legs. He wasn't fully recovered, even though he's trying to fight off Dos Santos. But, I mean, yeah, obviously you would consider that as a big, mild upset. But I am surprised that Villanueva's team would select Dos Santos, given the fact that he's got 13 knockouts with 14 wins coming into the fight with only one defeat. I'm surprised they would select him as a last-minute replacement. But, hey, it is what it is. They took the risk, and, unfortunately, they came up short. So, yeah. Other than that, we are going to just go ahead and wait for the Andy Ruiz and the and Luis Ortiz fight coming up. So we're just going to wait and see. Right now, they're going through the montage of of the press conference interviews leading up to the fight. So obviously, there was not much of a animosity build up between the two. It seems like they do respect each other greatly. I know it did start off initially pretty sour. Not before the fight was announced. It was pretty sour because Andy Ruiz actually signed a deal with Trilla and supposedly a multi-fight deal where he was going to go off in his first opponent with Tyrone Spong. But Ruiz's him and his representatives or his legal team was admonished by the PBC and said, hey, wait a minute, hold on here. First of all, you didn't clear that with us about making that deal. Second of all, you are obligated to fight Luis Ortiz. So they reminded him of that. Yeah, hey, if you think you could break this term with us, then you will be facing an injunction, and this will cost you money in court. So obviously, that was something Ruiz could not risk, and he had to honor the deal that he initially signed for. So now, part of that deal is that should he get past Luis Ortiz, then if Deontay Wilder gets past Robert Helenius, which they're both expected to do, then they will meet each other next year. Probably, I would say May of next year on Cinco de Mayo weekend. That would probably compete with Canelo's date. That depends on who Canelo fights on that particular day, but I don't know, man. That would be a very interesting thing to see what happens there between Andy Ruiz versus Deontay Wilder or Deontay Wilder versus Andy Ruiz. It'd be interesting to see what other fights who's Canelo going to fight on that particular day. Will it be a rematch with Dimitri Bivol? That would be very interesting. That would be very, very interesting because we have just hypothetically we will have two blockbuster pay-per-view events taking place on that same Cinco de Mayo weekend. So that would be very interesting. Or there's possibility that the PBC will not clash with Canelo's pay-per-view Cinco de Mayo pay-per-view weekend. I mean, some would argue that that's financial suicide if you do that, but I mean that'd be very interesting. But it depends on who Canelo's going to fight. Now, it could be that would be a Dimitri Bivol rematch, but he's even stated he didn't seem too keen on taking that rematch. Canelo is in the recent interviews. So, but he said he's still interested in fighting Alexander Usyk at cruiserweight. I think somebody needs to tell Canelo, oh, hey, pump your brakes, man. You need to, first things first, before you think about Alexander Usyk, you might want to avenge your loss with Dimitri Bivol before you think about him. So even if you want to fight him, nobody's going to like your chances in that fight. Usyk will pick you apart. Don't matter if you get him at a catchweight or cruiserweight. It don't matter if you get him catchweight or heavyweight. You're not going to beat Usyk. That's just a horrible style matchup for him. You thought Dimitri Bivol was a horrible style matchup. That Usyk matchup against Canelo will be even worse. Even worse for Canelo Alvarez. And I don't think Eddie Hearn would even want to put that fight on, tell you the truth. Given what's gone down between especially what Usyk did to Anthony Joshua twice. So yeah, Eddie Hearn's not going to risk that fight at all. He needs to maintain his cash cows in the best way he can, especially they can't continue to have these losing streaks the way they do. Hopefully Canelo can break that mold. I think he will. So if Canelo once he breaks that mold, then Matchroom is back in the picture somewhat. So yeah. Fight Hamed says, what's your prediction, Dan? I expect it to be a very cautionary fight in the first couple rounds. Then I expect both fighters to turn up the heat in the third mid rounds. But if anything, this is the heavyweight division. I expect this fight to be in a stoppage. I think Ruiz is going to stop Ortiz within 10 rounds. That's my prediction. All right, here we go, guys. Jimmy Lennon Jr. is now going to announce the fighters coming out. So there's going to be the national anthem. So I think both in Cubano and both in Mexican. No, sorry, not both. One in Cubano, one in Mexican, and of course the United States national anthem. Yeah, I'm not sure they're going to do the Cuban national anthem. I don't know. I don't think they will. I don't think they've ever done that. I could be wrong. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Mala? Mala says, yeah, Canelo couldn't even win a round against Usyk. Yeah, he won't even win one round. I mean, let's be honest. The only round he would ever win is on the judges' cards, and we all know Canelo's in the bed. Canelo's always got these preferential treatment when it comes to judging. So, yeah, yeah, with honest eyes, objectivity, we can see that he won't win a round. Maybe I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he'll win one round or two, but that's all I'll give Canelo against Usyk. I'm not sure if he wins his next fight. Last fight doctor says. Well, you know what? Look, Canelo's going up against a guy that he's beaten before. He knows his style. He pressured him throughout the second fight, and he takes his punches very well. So, Canelo, the one thing I'm concerned about. I'm not saying concerned, that I'm curious about is that Golovkin's power will not be the same as it is at middleweight. So, and he's carrying a lot more weight, and he's already slow as it is already, and he's taken a lot of damage throughout his career. So he's on a pretty interesting decline, as you want to say. So I don't think Gennady Golovkin is going to be much of a problem. I mean, he'll probably pose a problem early on, but after that, he's going to gas because he has shown some bit of he has shown a bit of a situation where his conditioning it's not much of an issue, but he has shown some conditions, some situation of stand-up being a bit of a problem, especially if you push him hard like Canelo did in the second fight, just like Derevchenko did in their fight when he pushed him so hard where he was like gassing out in between the rounds. So, yeah, I think it's going to be that situation where Gennady Golovkin is going to waste all his power shots against Canelo early on, and then after that, Canelo is going to absorb him or elude them or duck out of those shots, and he's going to put the pressure on Golovkin and he's going to take him out. So I think that particular fight will end in a knockout, either way, but I expect Canelo to get him out no later than maybe 9 rounds. So Andy Ruiz is in the Mexican national. Why are they singing in the Mexican national anthem? Yeah, he is. You're talking about Luis Ortiz. Ortiz is Cuban, a Cuban national, not Mexican. So Ruiz is Mexican, but not Luis Ortiz. I think that's what you meant, fight doctor. All right, so the national anthem is done with the Mexican national anthem. So yeah, so now we're going to have the United States national anthem. So yeah, I was wrong. There is not going to be a Cuban national anthem. All right. This is a very good crowd tonight, man. Yeah, this is a this is a very good crowd over at the crypto.com arena. So, which is minutes away from my home. So, yeah, very good crowd. Surprisingly, they had a pretty good, they have a nice, decent crowd, given the fact that we had the LA Galaxy and the LAFC play today. I'm not sure LAFC played here today at the Bank of California Stadium, but I think LA Galaxy was here at home. Who did they play? They played against. I know they got a draw against who. Let me check. Who did LA Galaxy play today? They played. Oh yeah, they played. Sporting Kansas City, but that ended the 2-2 draw. LAFC actually is playing at home against RSL. I mean, damn. You know that's a sellout crowd over there. So yeah, they still managed to get a good crowd over at Staples, and they have LFC playing tonight. And Gareth Bell is the starting lineup, so that's very interesting. Indeed. So if anybody has any curiosity what I'm talking about Major League Soccer. In other words, football, real football, as you want to call it, not the NFL football, but soccer football. So yeah, so just wait for this national anthem to conclude, then we get on with the fight, gentlemen. All right. Oh yeah, okay. All right, guys. We just wait for this show to get on the road. Yeah, Andy Ruiz is not 6'2". Some of these guys, exaggerate their heights. Like Deontay Wilder, 6'7". He looks like he's like 6'6" to me. And Tyson Fury is more like 6'7.5". He's nowhere near 6'9". Because I've seen guys that he's post pictures with, like Magic Johnson, for example. Magic Johnson is legitimately 6'9", and Magic Johnson is taller than Tyson Fury. He towers over him. So I don't know why people keep saying that Tyson Fury, or why he keeps saying that he's 6'9" or 7 foot, whatever. He's nowhere near that. And yeah, and Ruiz is nowhere near 6'2". I mean, hell, Mike Tyson, I know they listed him at 5'10". I thought he was shorter than that. I think he was a 5'8", 5'9" fighting at heavyweight. So yeah. Yeah, some of these heavyweights, they be exaggerating their heights. Hold on, guys. Well, Joe Goose says that Ortiz has the better footwork than Andy Ruiz Jr. Now, he may have a bit of a point there, but Luis Ortiz is, I mean, he's not known to have fast feet. I mean, he's always known to have slow feet. But I'm saying his footwork is not bad. But as far as getting his in-ring positioning to throw his big left hooks or straight lefts, or work off his right jab, whatnot. But other than that, yeah, his footwork has never been stellar. It's always been slow. It's always been very flat-footed for the most part of his career, even in his younger days, quote unquote. Yeah, his footwork has never been stellar. Now, Andy Ruiz's footwork has never been stellar either. So, Let's see, Deontay Wilder's taking pictures with the crowd, man, and the whole fans is mobbing him at that Staples at Crypto.com Arena. But they taking pictures with him. They, shaking his hand. Damn, everybody's mobbing him. All right. Oh boy, why is this buffering, man? I mean, everybody's trying to watch this. Oh boy. All right, here we go. So Ortiz is going to come out first. Mm. Hmm. Still waiting, guys. Still waiting. The one thing I would say though is that Luis Ortiz, I predict his age is going to show here tonight. The reason why I say that is because even in that Charles Martin fight, even though he was outboxing Martin in some of those rounds, that Martin scored the knockdowns on him against, he still didn't look quite good. His legs were shaky, even that early in that fight. So yeah, I don't expect his legs to be there with him in this fight, man. And I like Luis Ortiz, but I expect this fight to last no later than 9 rounds, no later than that. Yeah, Ruiz is going to get to him because that hand speed is going to pose a problem for Luis Ortiz. It's going to be a big problem. He's going to be forced to have to take this fight on the outside. That's the only way he's going to beat Andy Ruiz. You cannot give him the close range. Hell, let alone you can't fight him at mid range. That's like the only way to beat him is you got to keep your distance and keep him at the end of your jab. That's the only way. So we'll see how this plays out, man. This is a very intriguing matchup. Well, you know what? Here's the thing about that fight, Doctor. I'm curious too, but the part of the reason why Andrew Ruiz came in at 268 or 269, that's like a 14, maybe 15 pound difference from his last fight against Chris Arreola. Andrew Ruiz said that, look, the reason why I came in heavier because I felt weak. I did feel quite as strong as I was, and I'm in my higher weight. So, given the fact that people have always said that he's always been a guy who's been more, been bad, who's been obese for most part of his life. He's used that as okay, you know what? I can't please everybody. Even if I get into the best shape, I look pretty cut, but it's gonna weaken me in fights. So I don't give a damn anymore. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna come in as much as I want to. If it gets me through fights, then go ahead. But my point is that I think the reason why he came in at 269 because he felt that he can absorb power shots a lot better at that weight than he did at 254 when he fought Areola. So um, yeah, so yeah, this is very interesting stuff. And Arreola, by the way, came in at 228, 229 in that fight. That's like the lowest he's ever weighed in his career. So at that time. And yeah, Andrew Ruiz came in around 240. Actually, I said 254. I think he was around 240 for that fight. Let me take a look. Let's take a look. Andrew Ruiz, when did he weigh in against Chris Arreola? All right, let's see. All right, so in Chris Arreola, he weighed in at Oh, by the way, one thing I have to add, guys, is that the Fox, Cape Abdu, right, the commentator along with Sean Porter, they had a little a graphic of the current heavyweight champions and contenders. They had Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk, Anthony Joshua, and Deontay Wilder, obviously. Then they had Andrew Ruiz and Joseph Parker, right? So Kate Abdu said that Tyson Fury is the WBC and lineal heavyweight champion of the world. Now, I'm not sure if Kate Abdu was advised or she has a good understanding for the situation. I'm not going to put that on her, but Alexander Usyk is the lineal heavyweight champion of the world, and the reason why is because Tyson Fury is the one that gave up his Ring Magazine belt and announced that he was retiring, and because of that, Cyber Boxing Zone, or AKA TBRB rating system, they took the lineal status away from Fury because of that, and they awarded to whoever the winner between Usyk and Joshua in their second fight. And Usyk was the winner, and thus he becomes not only the Ring Magazine champion, but he's also the lineal champion. So I'm not sure if Kate Abdul was made aware of that, or she was told to announce Tyson Fury as the lineal and WBC heavyweight champion of the world. So I don't know where they are going with that. Maybe I'm reading too much into that, but I don't know, man. I'll reserve my thoughts about that. But I thought that was kind of weird that they would say that he's a lineal champion, which we know he's not. But then again, it is disputed because he hasn't lost it in the ring. He hasn't really officially announced his retirement. Yeah, you can't strip the lineal status, like Doctor. But what I'm saying is that Tyson Fury is the one who said he was retired. He told the Ring Magazine, "I'm giving up my Ring Magazine belt." But because of that, TBRB was not going to take any chances, so they stripped Fury for that linealship. Not they stripped him, but they do not say the word strip. They no longer recognize him as a lineal champion. Is Alexander Usyk. In fact, I'll show you the rating system right now, so we'll take a look at it. Hold on, guys. I had to get my charger. All right, here we go, guys. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and show you the TBRB ratings. All right, and I'll show you who they recognize as the lineal champion. Yeah, he's still the WBC champion, but he's no longer the lineal champion. I'll show you, Fight Doctor. Give me a minute. So as you see right here, actually TBRB, you see that right here, that King rating, that King crown. Alexander Usyk is the guy who's awarded that crown. That right there is the status of the lineal champion. So he has that recognition after he beat Anthony Joshua again in their rematch. And by the way, TRB needs to update this right here because Joshua has 3 losses, not 2. So they need to get that right. Other than that, look what they did. They removed all the rating systems, removed Tyson Fury from the top 10 because of his retirement. I'm not retired, then I'm coming back out of retirement, then I'm retired again. So they had enough of Fury's antics. I mean, other than ESPN, they took him out of the top 10, saying, you know what, if you're going to keep doing this, then we're not going to rate you until you actually fight somebody. So that's exactly what they did. The Ring Magazine and TBRB. Now, ESPN still has Tyson Fury rated, but other than that, that's all they have. So I wanted to show you that. Yeah, 268 is a lot of weight. No, actually, TBRB actually is very respected. They're very non-biased. In fact, the Cyber Boxing Zone, they actually are a longer rating system when it comes to the because of lineal status. They're the ones actually also have Alexander Usyk as the lineal champion. So those are the only 2 systems that actually are recognizable ratings when it comes to the lineal status. So yeah, Usyk is the lineal champion. I know there's a little dispute there, but until Usyk and Fury fight each other, then until they conclude that, then we have that one lineal champion. So he is the guy. He's the man that you have to beat. And Fury knows this too. You know why? Because Fury said himself that, for me to become a great fighter, an all-time great, I need to beat Usyk to become the 3-time Ring Magazine champion. So I believe Fury knows that himself, that Usyk is the recognized champion when he said that. So, yeah. Yeah, 268 is a too much weight for Andy Ruiz. I mean, well, he carried 283 when he fought Joshua. He probably came in around 290, close to 300, but we'll see, man. All right, here we go, guys. Here we go. Here we go. All right, here. Hmm. Okay, cautionary start between two fighters. Luis Ortiz, they're in the middle of the ring. He's getting his positioning. So he's starting to pressure Andy Ruiz a little bit. I don't know, man. That 268 looks a little too much on Andy Ruiz, man. He almost looked like similar to how he fought Joshua somewhat in the second fight, man. I don't know about this. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. Ooh, gotta be careful, guys. See, Andy Ruiz is making a mistake here. He's not his lead foot is not outside the southpaw stance. So that's the one mistake right there he's making. But hey, easier said than done because sometimes it's hard to get your foot positioning right when you fight a southpaw, especially a southpaw that always moves to his right. It's very difficult to maintain that position. So you have to constantly try to move to your left. But sometimes when an orthodox fighter moves to their left, it's very difficult for them to throw off their big power shot from the right. So both guys landed a couple body shots. So very cagey round, which I expect. All right, Ruiz tried to lunge in. See that right there? He was almost off balance when he tried to come in like that on Ortiz. Oh, double jab by Ortiz. Double a jab to the stomach. Point score right there. Ooh, good left, straight right by Ortiz. Not too much on it, but he did catch Andy Ruiz a little bit. Andy Ruiz double. Oh, damn, Ruiz his Ortiz's hands are pretty quick, boy. Yeah, I think Ruiz didn't really expect this, so oh yeah, good defense by Ortiz, man. He very good defense right there. Yeah, he's cocking up that left. Oh, good body shot by Ruiz. Yeah, that hurt Ortiz. Like that, yeah, that got his attention right there. Good body shot by Andy Ruiz. First of all, I don't know what punch stance is looking at. Andy Ruiz did not land for a punch. I mean, maybe three punches, but they didn't. So now they're saying Luis Ortiz only land one punch in the round. I don't know what they're looking at, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, I think. Ooh, ooh, ooh! He rocked Ruiz right there a little bit. Yeah, he rocked Ruiz a little bit. I'm not sure Ruiz was off balance, but he did kind of look like he rocked him with that left. All right, I gave that round to Ortiz. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that. Did that left catch him off balance, or what happened? Okay, Andy threw a jab. Ortiz came back. Oh, yeah, there he is. It rocked him. Yeah, that left hand really rocked him. Whoa. Yeah, that was a three punch combination. Whoa, yeah, that right there. Ooh, yeah, that got it. Yeah, see, Ruiz already looks slow as it is already, man. All that weight of 268, dude. I don't know about this. But again, I expect him to win the fight because Ortiz, the one thing that's going to work against him is his cardio and his conditioning. So I think that's going to play a toll as the fight lingers on. So the one thing about Andy Ruiz I would say is though, despite his weight, he does show to have good conditioning going to the later rounds of the fight. So that'd be one thing that'll be working for him. Yeah, the thing about Luis Ortiz and his family, man, they're always worried about him when he's in the ring. So they love him, they adore him so much as a father, as a husband. So to me, if he doesn't win this fight, ooh, You know, he might hang it up after this, so we'll see. Whoa. First of all, Andy Ruiz is not outlanding Luis Ortiz. I don't know what punch stack is talking about. I don't know. It is what it is, man. I just don't see that. Okay, he's got that jab in. I'll give Ruiz that. He's got that little jab in. But look at him. He looks slow, Andrew Ruiz, man. Yeah, Luis Ortiz got that jab in. I'm surprised punch that. Oh, body shots, 2 body shots. I didn't even count that. Jab right there. Another jab. Punch stats is tripping. Oh! Oh, dude. Ortiz went down, boy. Ooh, that was bad. Bad counter hook by Andrew Ruiz. Ooh. Ooh. All right, looks like Ortiz is about to go here, man. Oh, they count another knockdown? What the hell? What? Okay. Oh, his legs are not there, man. Andy's going to finish him right here. Andy's going to finish him. Ooh! He's going to finish him. Yep, he's going to finish him. Yeah, boy. Too much time left, man. Ooh! Oh, good counter by Ortiz with that good left, man. Ooh! Ortiz is still shaking on his legs a little bit. Ooh, good left by Ortiz. Yeah, he took that left hand pretty well, Andy Ruiz. I'll give him that. Looks like Ortiz is going to get out of this round, man. It looks like it. It looks like it, but we'll see. Ooh. Yeah, man. He about to go. Ooh! Ooh! Good left by Ortiz. Sorry, guys. A little excited here. Whoa, boy. I know Ortiz got knocked down twice in that round. Not sure about that second knockdown, but he was landing some big shots in that round, too. But, hey, Andrew Ruiz definitely won that round. So, oh, boy. Yeah, I know. I agree on, man. He looks old, but he's still dangerous, man, because he popped Andrew Ruiz with those 2 lefts, man. And anybody went down with that, like Charles Martin. Oh, he caught him on the temple. That's why he went down the first knockdown. Yeah, he got caught him on the temple. Whoa. You know, that seems to be Luis Ortiz's kryptonite is that temple shot, man. It's like many with heavyweights. It's like with Joshua, when he gets hit in the temple, he goes down. Wilder hits in the head with the temple, he goes down. So it's like these heavyweights are vulnerable to those temple shots, man. That's what I notice about them. Oh, yep. Yeah, he caught Ruiz with some big lefts in that round. But okay, we'll see what happens now. Okay, Ortiz looks like he's got his legs a little bit, but he still looks a little shaky. So this is how I got it so far. I got Andrew Ruiz up, but he scored those 2 big knockdowns in that second round. But so that's a 10-7 round for Ruiz. And Luis Ortiz has a 10-9 round. So if you do the math, so it's what is it? 19-17. So Ruiz up by 2 points. Woo. Okay, got that body shot in by Ortiz. Ooh. Yeah, he's out. Now he's using his jab. He's circling around Andrew Ruiz. See, that's the best way to beat him. You got to circle him. You can't stand in front of him and give him a chance to throw off those shots, those combinations. Just like Joseph Parker, how he beat him. And same thing with Anthony Joshua. He kept the fight from the outside and he circled him. That's the only way to beat Andrew Ruiz. You got to keep circling him. Don't stand in front of him. Oh, good body shot by Andrew Ruiz. Good body shot. Yeah, he's still the WBC champion, but the argument is he the lineal champion? No, he's not. Usyk is the lineal champion. Yeah, shout out to Boxing Learner. Yeah, so guys, forgive me. This is one like my second time ever doing a live fight reaction, so I gotta do more of these. Ooh, he caught Andrew Ruiz trying to get him with another tempo shot. Ooh, he got him again. His legs are a little steady a little bit, Ortiz. Got him again. All right. Ortiz is still composed. Okay, jab. Good jab to the stomach by Ortiz. All right. Yeah, they both some shots. So I give that third round to Ortiz. I mean, it was a very close round. Maybe you want to swing it for Andy Ruiz. Depends how you like it. I'll have to look at it again. So hit him with a stomach shot right there. Grazing left by Andy Ruiz. Knocked him out a little bit, but I guess you know what? I think I'm gonna give that round to Ruiz. Yeah, I'll give it to Ruiz. So he's up 2-1. He's up 3 points now with the two knockdowns that he scored in the second round. So on my card, he's up. Let's see, 29-26. No, 29. Do my math again. Yeah, 29-26. So he's up by 3 points now. So Luis Ortiz definitely got to score a couple knockdowns there to catch up. He's gonna have to. I mean, the fight is still early, so he could still steal some of these rounds. All right. All right, here we go. See, he's not. He's that left trying to do. Uh, okay, the left. Yeah, he still got power in that left, man. You gotta be careful when he throws that left hand. He's that. Yeah. All right, so both fighters are still going fourth round. I do predict after this round they're gonna start turning it up, especially Andrew Ruiz. I think he's gonna try to get him out of here. But you know what? He tried to get him out in the second round. They realized that he's still dangerous after getting caught with those left. So he's gonna be here. Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. These fighters have thrown over 100 punches on the first 4 rounds, but they're not landing that many. I mean, they're the punch stats, according to punch stats, they're like equally next to each other. But I kind of disagree. I thought Ortiz had been knocked twice, so this is very interesting stuff on here. Why is my stream stopped? Come on. All right, he's trying. Oh, he trying. Yeah, Andy Ruiz got a little bit of a mouse under his right eye. He has those jabs. He's got that mouse. Oh, good body shot by Ortiz. Yeah, he's boxing him. He ain't trying to good miss with the left. Good jab. He's backing up Ruiz in the corner. Good power, good body shot right there by Ortiz. Ooh, Ruiz switched with a wild left hook. Ortiz countered back with the jab to the stomach. So I'll give that round to Ortiz. So yeah, he definitely needs to win that round. So on my card, so if I have to go ahead and do this right quickly. So on my card, I had Ortiz winning the first round and 9. Ruiz won at 10-7, even though I disagree with that second knockdown, but it is what it is. Ruiz won the third round. And then Ortiz won it. So actually, hold on. Let me do it this way. Make it easier. So that way I can don't confuse myself. So 10 right here. He's 9. Then Ruiz 10. Here we go. We're in the 5th round now. So total score, I have Andrew Ruiz up 20 plus 18, 38 to 36. So Ortiz had to win this gap a little bit. So he's down by 2 points. Well, I disagree with Larry Hazard's. He gave the first round to Ortiz, which I did. A 4th round he gave to Ruiz. I disagree with him on that one. So I did, yeah. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, Larry has his cards. It's not all the way off. I mean, it's a little bit. It's a point off from mine, but I gave that last round to Ruiz. So I'm not Ruiz, Ortiz. So I have it 38-36 or Ruiz. Good body shot by Ortiz. Another body shot by Ortiz. Yeah, it looks like Ruiz is getting a little tired here. Ooh. Yeah, Ruiz trying to counter with a good right. So Ortiz went to the stomach there, and Ruiz came in with the right. Yeah, Ortiz swung, he circled him because he was trying to get him with a right. Well, he blocked the right. Luis Ortiz, that is. Missed him. He grazed him. Running away from me, that is. Ooh. Okay, now they're turning it up. Good exchange right there. They're turning it up now. Come on now. The crowd's going to get a little restless, guys. Do something. You're heavyweights. Do something. Well, Luis Ortiz is comfortable because he can win a fight like this, but Andy Ruiz can't do that. So, whoa. I give that round to Ortiz. in the gap. Now I score it 10-9. So do the math. So I have it. So 17 plus 26 plus 20. So 46 for points for Ortiz. Therefore, Ruiz, you have 17 plus 20, so 37. So he's closing the gap. So I have it 37-36. Now I'll do the math again, guys. So 17 plus 9, 26, 36, 46. Then you have Ruiz, 19, 39. 39 plus 18, it's 47. So 47-46. So Ortiz on my card is at by 1 point. Yeah, they making fun of Deontay Wilder. They say, yeah, he's putting in some world. And Lennox is like, that's great that he's doing that. But hey, it's something you need to do. You got to break out your bad habit if you want to compete on top level again. Unfortunately, sometimes for you to lose that, that you has catch up to you. That's what happens to all fighters like Mike Ten. Who else? The Ricardo Mayorgas of the world. The who else? Andy Ruiz, famously Anthony Joshua. So it goes on and on and on. Okay, good jab. Got him in the corner. He's pinned him. Ooh, good shot. Short shot by Ruiz. Another good shot. Good shot right there, bro. Andy Ruiz. Out the came with Andy Ruiz. Okay. Yeah, I agree. He's got to stop backing. You know, 2 rounds by backing up like this and giving Ortiz the ability to control the ring. So, and right now he's still doing that. See, Andy Ruiz is coming in with his head, dude. That's gonna be a problem. Another jab, a power that is a straight right, not jab, a power shot. Yeah, the crowd's getting a little restless now because both fighters are too cautious right now. Don't worry, they'll turn, guys. Fight Ortiz. Good right there. Maybe that. Ooh, yeah, Ortiz. Yeah, good at mid. He dodged the card. So I have to fight even on my card right now. So Ortiz won the last 3 rounds to close the distance to catch up. So yeah, he's done a good job, unless the judge say otherwise. But that's what I have on my card. I have it I think 56-56. I think that's what my reading is. Yeah, I have it 3-3. So they're tied up with doing rounds. And I think, yeah, it's the well, let's put it this way. On my card, Ortiz won. He's won more of the rounds, so he's won more rounds than Ruiz. But the thing is, Ruiz scored 2 knockdowns in that second round. So if you do the math, the fight's even on my card. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Usyk and Fury. Yeah, he'll school both of them. That'd be like child's play for, especially with Alexander Usyk. That'd be child's play for him. for these two. Ortiz is a little different because he's a southpaw, so we'll see how Alexander Usyk react to him. But you know what? Good right by Andy Ruiz. Good right. Ortiz took it pretty well. Yeah, Ortiz blocked the right. Yeah, Ruiz is going to have to turn it up, so that's what he's doing right now. Same thing with both men. They got to turn up the tempo. Oh, goodbye shot by Ruiz. Oh, that really got Ortiz right there. Yeah, I have it 56-56 on my card. Yeah, crowd's getting a little anxious again. Antsy, I should say. Good body shot right there by Ortiz. A little tapping body shot is a scoring blow, even though it's not really impactful, but it's a scoring blow. Ooh, good little exchange right there. Ortiz landed a good left right there, cuffing left hook. Oh, well, Andy Ruiz is really loading up right now, boy. He's loading up. Yeah, Ruiz is out of shape, man. He 268 is a bit too much, man. If he came in around maybe 255 ish, then he probably would have ended this fight a lot quicker. But dude, he just came in. He's too heavy, man. I mean, dude, if he expect to fight Deontay Wilder at this weight, he hurt Ortiz right there. He hurt him right there, boy. Yeah, Ortiz is stepping back now. Oh, he got him. Ooh, oh, he got him down again. Ortiz is down again. He hit him on top of the head. That's his weak spot. It's that tempo shot. All right, yeah, he's gonna end the round, but ooh. All right, 10-8 round for Andy Ruiz. So he's definitely caught back up. Now he's definitely got back the lead on my card. Ooh, yeah, that right there is what caught that stumbled Luis Ortiz, and he had to back up a little bit. Oh yeah, another right. Ooh, oh yikes! It's like the same shot that he had Joshua with, but and that put him down in the first fight. That top of the head shot. Ugh. You know, I have to give Luis Ortiz credit though because he had Andy Ruiz hit Joshua with that same shot in the first fight, and Joshua didn't really recover from that. And Luis Ortiz has recovered pretty well from those two headshots or three headshots, to say, on top of the head. So we're going to the eighth round. Let's see if my prediction comes to fruition right here. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, if I were Andy Ruiz, I'll jump on right now because it looks like Luis Ortiz is still having. I mean, he's recovered a little bit. It seems like his legs are still not quite there. Mm, good jab. Ooh, good exchange. Yeah, Ortiz got to stay out of those exchanges. He cannot exchange with Andy Ruiz. He can't do that. Good body shot by Ruiz. Them body shots is really telling. Good jab. Good jab by Ortiz. But he cannot get into the exchanges with Andy Ruiz. He's got to stop doing that. But anyhow, he does need like a knockdown or two to close the gap in this fight, because right now it seems like he's a bit behind. Well, I mean, it's 2 points down on my card, but you know, those 3 knockdowns will probably, people will say, well, it's gonna be more of a wider card based on that. But nah, that's not what I really see. Wow. Ooh, hard body shot by Ruiz, but he got caught with the left when he did that. I mean, he loaded up on that body shot. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Yeah, Ortiz spent out of the way because he knew that right was coming. If Ariel lands some combinations to the body for Ortiz, but don't leave yourself open, though. I think that'd be the best thing to do. Yep, the fatigue is coming in, especially with Luis Ortiz. Yeah, missed those lefts. Yep. So I give that round to Andy Ruiz. So he's definitely, pretty comfortable ahead. He's on my card pretty comfortably. So he's up by 3 points now. So here's round 9, guys. This is where I predict the fight should end. Let's see if it comes into fruition. We'll see Sugar Shane Mosley in attendance with his father right there. Oh, Eddie Murray, the all-time baseball great Eddie Murray. Okay, I ain't seen that face in many years. Oh, Eddie Ruiz is, yep, he's going out. He's going for it now. Oh, he slipped. He slipped. Yeah, Andy Ruiz is going for it now, boy. Oh, good right by Ruiz. All right, he moved out of the way of that left. Andy Ruiz, that is. All right. Ooh, he caught. Ooh, man. These exchanges are dangerous for Ortiz. He should not be doing this. Oh, come on. What's up with this? All right, here we go. All right, Andy got out of the way there when he got pinned to the ropes. Good. He smooth. That's kind of unique for Andy Ruiz for him to slip out of the way like that when he got pinned to the ropes. Hey, he shows a bit of agility there. Ooh, he caught him with a left. Ooh, that was a good left. But hey, Andy Ruiz took it well though. He took it well because he actually took the sting off that shot because he kind of went back, so it didn't have much effect when he moved away from it. Yeah, he is a good jab, Ortiz. Good stiff jab. Whoa. Okay. I give that round to Ruiz, so he's well ahead on my card. So he's up by 4 points now. Yeah, that I'm looking at the replay again, guys. That second knockdown should not have been ruled a knockdown, but hey, it is what it is. No carryover, guys. That wasn't even round 9. I gave it to Ruiz. I gave him that round 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I gave Ruiz the last round. I did. Even though Luis Ortiz landed a couple good shots, but I thought Andy Ruiz did enough to win that round. But yeah, because on my card, Andy Ruiz up by 4 points. So it looks like my prediction didn't come to fruition, guys. So now we're in the 10th round. Credit to Ortiz, man. Those headshots right there on top of the head would have knocked anybody out. He's lasted longer than Anthony Joshua. I got to give him credit for that, for taking a shot like that. He took that shot 2 times already. And he's recovered pretty well. Yeah, from the looks of it, this fight may go to the distance. Well, on my card, as far as the rounds is concerned, I have not only Ruiz up by 4 points, but as far as the rounds won, I have it. I gave Ortiz 4 rounds and I gave Ruiz 5 rounds. So 5-4 for Ruiz, but he's up by 4 points. Ooh, good stiff jab. Ooh, 2 stiff jabs by Ortiz. Those are good ones. Another one. So yeah, Ortiz is winning the round so far, but dude, you really gonna have to score some knockdowns to even catch up. A good left by Ortiz. Yeah, he's landing some good jabs in this round, Luis Ortiz. He needs to start again. He needs to score some knockdowns to kind of even up, try to close the cap on the scorecard. Or pretty much, if he wants to win this fight, he needs a knockout. Yeah, he needs a knockout to win. Oh, good jab. Ooh, that's that Ruiz head back with that jab. Good. Them jabs is landing on Ruiz. I'll give Ortiz credit for that, but again, it's not enough to win rounds. Another good jab. Another good jab. So he's winning the round so far, but again, he needs to score a knockout or knock a couple knockdowns to close the gap on the scorecards. Well, he definitely needs a knockout to win. But for this fight to go to distance, even get some type of decision, he needs to score at least 3 knockdowns, at least 3. But unfortunately, I don't see that happening at this point. All right, we'll see Ruiz turn up the gear a little bit if he can. Ooh, good right by Ruiz. Ooh, I think Ortiz partially blocked that right. All right, so I give that round to Luis Ortiz. So he closed the gap just a little bit, but unfortunately he's down by 3 points. So he definitely needs a knockout. Yeah, 5-5. But again, the knockdowns is what's keeping Ruiz ahead of the fight. Is Luis Ortiz left eye's got some issue there? Yeah, it looks like that left eye's got a little bit of issues. Oh man, his family, man. It's like every time they go to a fight, especially his daughter, she's always there crying, man. It makes me it's sad to see that. That's why to me, sometimes I wish fighters don't bring their families into situations like this. But hey, it is what it is. But look, her father's going to be okay. He will survive this. I think he's going to call it a career after this fight if he loses, which I expect him to do. Luis Ortiz, that is. I think what he can do is when he retires, he's made some decent money in his last few fights. He's not, he's made enough to support his family for his daughter's special needs. Ooh, good right by Ruiz. I think he could open up a gym. He could start training fighters and he can earn a living that way, which I think he will after he's done. Ooh, damn, Ruiz is hitting him now, boy. Yeah, very cagey fight for the most part. Definitely had some moments here with those knockdowns and those exchanges, but yeah, it was a very cagey fight. It wasn't. It's not really a explosive fight. It's not a boring fight either. It's just a lot of cagey moments, but definitely some explosion there. With a mix of a little bit of explosion there and there. You know what I mean? Yeah, look at Ortiz's eyes, man. His eyes got swelling, man, especially that left eye. Yeah, maybe the headbutts had something to do with it. I don't know. Oh, yeah, he's gone. Ruiz. Ortiz is stunned, man. He's gone. Oh boy, yeah, he's holding on, boy. That right hand really rocked him hard. He can't even see, man. Yeah, I think the referee probably need to step in right now because he can't see. Okay, can this crowd throw the towel? I mean, yeah, he needs to move, man. Luis Ortiz. Yeah, that right hand stunned him right there. And luckily, he still got his bear. Okay, uh-oh. Yeah, and Andrew Ruiz is closing in, man. I think he's gonna stop him right here. Oh, another right by Ruiz. Yeah, I think they need to stop this fight, man. If he makes it out of this round, I think they should not allow him to go back out for another round after this. Luis Ortiz, that is, because he really cannot see from that left eye. Ooh, when he blocked it. All right, so we're now into the 12th round, guys, the last round of the fight. So I gave that round to Ruiz. So he's back up on the card by 4 points. Yeah, that left eye is gone, man. I think they need to stop the fight because he cannot see. Ooh. That was a crunchy right. And surprised that Ortiz is still standing from that. Whoa. Well, I think they both landed shots at the same time, but actually Andrew Ruiz's shot was more impactful. All right, so they're gonna let him go out and finish on his shield at least. I mean, look, if he survives, okay, which he will, I think. Okay. You know what's so striking about this? The punch stats, both guys landed the same amount of punches, though. This is what's striking to me. Okay, now Ortiz is trying to. Oh, he's going for the knockout, man. He's trying to knock. Ooh, he caught Ruiz a couple times there with those lefts. Ooh, he caught him with the rights. Oh, this is a good round. Good round. Ooh, yeah, this is brave by Ortiz, man. He's catching Ruiz coming in, man, with some big shots. Yeah, he's trying to win, man. He ain't going out like this. He's like, I'm going to try to win. Yeah, he's going for it. But my thing is, he's going to get caught with those counter shots by Ortiz. I mean, by Ruiz, I'm sorry. Ooh, good left. Couple lefts by Ortiz. Good jab. He's definitely winning this round so far, but obviously it's not going to be enough. So doesn't matter if he wins it, but he's lost his fight. Yeah, he's definitely running out of time. He's not going to knock out Andy Ruiz. It's not going to happen. But hey, I've been proven wrong. We still got a lot of time left to see if he can make that happen. Oh, good left by Ortiz. Ooh, another one by Ortiz. Ooh. Yeah, he's trying, boy. Oh, Ruiz got him with the right. I think Ortiz blocked that a little bit. Yeah, he's okay. Whoa, don't do that now. Yeah, don't do that on the break, Ortiz, Luis. I mean, come on, Ortiz. You know we better than that, man. Ooh, good uppercut by Ortiz. 30 seconds ago. Good jab. He's trying. Ooh, good left by Ortiz. Oh, I think that hurt Andy a little bit. That hurt him. All right, 10 seconds left, guys. Ooh. Yeah, he went out on a shield. He definitely won that round, Luis Ortiz, but he lost the fight. So, uh, so he outlanded Andy Ruiz throughout the fight, but only by like like 2 or 3 punches. So it's not that much difference. But those 3 knockdowns is what cost him the fight. So on my final card, so my final card, let's see. So Ortiz won rounds 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just counting the rounds that he won, guys, not the actual round itself. I'm just counting how many rounds he won. So Ortiz won rounds. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on my card. So it was a 6-6 fight, 6 rounds of 6 rounds apiece. But again, those knockdowns would cost Ortiz the fight. So if you want to score this, he lost it by 4 points. So on my card, it's 115-111. Or actually 114-111. Or actually, no, I'm sorry. 114-110. There you go. Yeah, 114-110. That he's lost his fight. Or maybe yes, it's even. So 114, 114-110. Yeah. That's the way I scored it. So yeah, definitely. It was a courageous performance by Ortiz. He definitely hurt. He stunned Andy Ruiz at the end of that round, but definitely wasn't not enough to win. But I have to say about Andy Ruiz though, he better not come into the Wilder fight coming in at 260, 68 or 260, man. I mean 260. He cannot be above no later than 255. He needs to come in better shape than that. But hey, it is what it is. But he is going to get that big money Wilder fight, and after that, maybe Andrew Ruiz is going to just go ahead, sell off to the sunset. He's like, I'm done after that. After one another big payday, I'm done. Whoa. What's up, BG London? What's up? But again, I maintain my position on that second knockdown. Is no way that was a second knockdown, but it is what it is. Or it still would have not made much of a difference anyway. Andy Ruiz definitely won the fight, no question about it. So yeah, Wilder versus Ruiz definitely should be a good pay-per-view fight. I mean, the only thing Deontay needs to do is get past Robert Helenius, and that fight's next month. That's about 6 weeks away. So yeah, yep. So I can't wait to see that, man. Cannot wait. Whoa, that's way too close. Okay. Yeah. So two judges scored it 114, 111 for Ruiz. I had it 114, 110. So yeah, that's reasonable within my card. But that 113, 112 by Mondo Vario, oh, okay, that was way too close. Way too close. But I mean, it is what it is. I mean, all three judges got it right. But yeah, the Mondo Vario, that was way too close for my liking. But on my card is 114, 110. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the punch stats, I mean, they were not that far apart, even though Ortiz threw more punches, but he only landed two more than Ruiz. So, yeah, so if it weren't for those knockdowns, it would have been a much closer fight on the cards, but it is what it is. Yeah, I mean, 114, 111 was kind of like my card. I had it 114, 110. So, yeah, that's what I have on my card. He understands English. But hey, this is the first time Luis Ortiz has lost a decision in his career. So he can hang his head up high and say, you know what? I went out on my shield. I did the best I could. I went the distance, and you can't be no prouder than that. You went up against a guy who beat Anthony Joshua, gave him his first loss of his career, a former world champion. So, shame in losing to Andy Ruiz. So the question is, will he hang it up after this? I think he should, Luis Ortiz. That's just my opinion. I'll be interested to see if Deontay Wilder gets in the ring. So Ortiz wants a rematch with Ruiz. I don't know about that. But I guess that he feels, look, if you didn't knock me down with those over the top, top of the head shots, I would have beaten you. That's probably what Luis Ortiz is saying. Maybe he would have argument there, but it is what it is. Those two knockdowns were the deciding factor of this fight. So maybe that's why I say, look, if it weren't for those knockdowns, then I would have beaten you. I deserve a rematch. So Luis Ortiz has made his attention that he still wants to fight. But me, I personally don't think he should. But it's his choice. So Andy Ruiz. Well, definitely Andy Ruiz is not a very disciplined guy, so forget about the disciplinary principles for him. Okay, Andy Ruiz says he wants to be champion again. He's hungry, so he wants to at least fight at least 3 times a year. All right, we'll see if he lives up to that hunger. Oh, Deontay's going to have to come out right now, man. I don't know where he's going. I think he's going to go into the ring. Where's Deontay going? Wait, hold up. Is he going into the ring? Yeah, he's going into the ring. Here he comes. He's going to confront Andy Ruiz. Yeah, he's always hungry, all right. I agree, Bala. Yeah, he is always hungry. Here's Deontay. Here he is. He going to confront Andy Ruiz now. All right, yeah, he's gonna go over. Yeah, so he's giving him some respect. So it's nothing confrontational. He's like, "Congratulations, man." Yeah, man. He's definitely yeah, that's definitely gonna be the fight they're gonna make for next year. It's very obvious. So yeah, Cinco de Mayo weekend. If it goes up against Canelo, I mean, that's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out. Now, again, will the PBC risk that to take Canelo's date because they're going head to head? Now, it depends on who Canelo's fighting. Now, if you think about it, what would be more intriguing matchup? Wilder versus Ruiz against two former heavyweight champions going at each other, fighting for the number one contendership against Tyson Fury, or Canelo rematch against Dimitri Bivol? Would it be a more interesting fight if they were to go head to head? If Canelo perhaps is going to fight on that same day against Bivol? The PBC Fox pay-per-views will lose money on the Ortiz and Helenius fights, but the Ortiz Wilder fight will generate a lot more interest. Well, on the contrary on that, huh, man? This is what I found out. Technically, Fox doesn't really fund the pay-per-views. It's us fans that fund it. Technically, all they do is put up a little money as far as the production cost is concerned. As far as a as far as the fight purses and some of the marketing, I think the marketing budget is split between the PBC and Fox. So Fox don't really spend much on these pay-per-views at all. So they're okay with this current format because initially or the norm is that the networks are the ones who put up all the costs, whether it's the cost of the fighter purses, the marketing, the productions, the licensing, and all that stuff. PBC pretty much handles majority of that. Fox just put a little money into the production. That's all they do. Yeah, what up, big boy? Yeah, Juno. Yeah, Andy has a little gash on beneath his eyes. He's always marks up pretty easily, but at least Ortiz's left eye was closed, man. Yeah, his left eye was closed, but he kept fighting on. But like I said, those knockdowns were the deciding factor of the fight. But that second knockdown in that second round, nah, man, that should not have been ruled a knockdown. But it is what it is. It still would not have made no difference. Andrew Ruiz scored a legit second knockdown, even though it's on the record books is ruled the third knockdown. Uh, but it is what it is. Oh, you mean? Oh no, Andy Ruiz looked gash, rubbish. Oh, rubbish. Oh, my bad. um, you know what? Styles make fights, and I think also to your point, I think what it is that that extra he came in at 269, man, and Ruiz looked a lot. He looked slow. He looked lethargic a little bit. It kind of almost looked like he looked the same way like he did against Anthony Joshua in the rematch. But lucky for him, Luis Ortiz doesn't have the hand speed or the work rate like Anthony Joshua to put it on him like that. So, uh, yeah. So basically, I agree. And I said that he better not come in that same weight and shape against Deontay Wilder should they fight when they fight next year. Should they fight next year? As long as Deontay Wilder gets past Robert Helenius, which he's expected to do. So, yeah, I think that's bizarre. That yeah, no, that's bizarre. I just think that's Andy Ruiz need to come in better shape than that. He definitely need to come in around maybe 255, probably like 260, the least 260, no more than no. He shouldn't even get close to 270. That's just my opinion. No, I thought he weighed in around 262 when he fought Joshua. I could be wrong, but let me check on that. All right, the Destroyer. Let's see. So when he fought Anthony Joshua the first time, he came in around. He was two. Yeah, you're right. He was 268, but he was 268 and a half. I don't know. It's just like he seemed a lot faster at 268 when he fought Joshua. I don't know what he was tonight. I don't know if it was the sharpness was the issue, but he looked lethargic to me in the beginning. So I don't know what it is. So yeah, you're right, Juno. You're right, man. I mean, I don't know. He didn't look 268 to me when he fought Joshua. He looked roughly around 260, 262. But hey, it is what it is. Ruiz will have to be sharper against Wilder. Oh yeah, he definitely had to, man. Yeah, it could be he didn't have a good training camp. We all know that Andy Ruiz does not have great disciplinary principles. So there's always going to be issues with him going to training camp. Sometimes he wants to show up, sometimes he doesn't. Then that's the problem with Andy Ruiz is that sometimes these trainers can't even get him to go into training camp. So yeah. Yeah, very good entertaining. You know, this was a very good PBC card. I have to give them props to it, even though those fights on the undercard were showcase fights. But the one thing I have to say though, that Charles Martin versus Devin Rodriguez Vargas fight, I don't know why that fight was on the non-preliminary card. I think Charles Martin was upset about that. In fact, that was the first fight on that card, on the non-preliminaries, the non-televised card. I mean, think about it. Charles Martin is a former champion, right? Regardless if he's a paper champion or not, right? He was coming off strings of wins. He headlined a pay-per-view back in January this year against Luis Ortiz. He boxed well. He was winning the rounds until he got caught and got knocked out. I don't know who he pissed off, or maybe the Fox did not want to put his fight on the main card. That's probably why they had to relegate it to the non preliminaries. I don't know, but that was very odd how that happened. I don't know, man. Maybe Charles Martin will have to say something about that, but it is what it is. So let's see here. Yeah, who? So Armando Villarreal scored, gave Luis Ortiz 7 rounds. Yeah, that was no. Luis Ortiz on my card won 6 rounds, but with the knockdowns, he was definitely losing the fight. So he had 6 rounds on my card. So it was 6-6, or if you want to go the other way, 7-5 for Ruiz, no problem with that. But either way, he did not win 7 rounds in that fight. 6 rounds, but he still lost either way. Yeah, Big Boy says that Ruiz had a quick turnaround after the Demetrenko and first Anthony Joshua fight. Yeah, he did. He did. So, you know, we have to give him credit for that. Yeah, it could be better with activity. Maybe he was bothered by the fact that he was fighting the southpaw. So Andy Ruiz is not used to fighting southpaws, and that's probably what threw him off. I could be wrong. Charles Martin's a good opponent for Jared Anderson. Yeah, that'd be a good step up fight for Jared Anderson. But knowing that Jared Anderson fight at Top Rank and Charles Martin's in PBC. But to be fair, they have been doing business for a while now, the PBC and Top Rank. So maybe they can make that fight happen. Mala. Yeah, good points there. Uh, Mala says Ruiz got no foot speed, no head movement, and his arms are short. I think Wilder will stop. Yeah, his style is tailor made for Deontay Wilder. Tailor made. Yeah, I don't see how he gets out of that right hand for long, especially Wilder's got a longer reach. He's much taller. He knows how to use his height very well. If he comes in around 220s and 250, 225 or no more than that, Deontay Wilder will be, he'll dance around. I'm not saying box, but he'll be athletically far quicker than Andy Ruiz. So I expect Wilder to stop in probably no later than 7 rounds, give or take. Yo, what up, Tony? Tony reviews. He says that I had it 113, 112 for Ruiz. I gave Ortiz 7 rounds. I gave 7 rounds to Ortiz. Well, yeah, I see that, but at the same time, realistically, I think he didn't win no more than 6 on my card. But either way, the right man won. But that 113, 112 card for Ruiz, I thought, in my opinion, that's a little bit too close. A little too bit close for my liking. But again, you can argue that if it weren't for those knockdowns, then maybe Andy Ruiz would have lost that fight, which is probably true. He would have lost if it weren't for those knockdowns, or it would have been a draw on my card. It would have been a draw, or he would have lost, or he would have won. Either way. So yeah. Yeah, I want the big babies to fight for this. You mean Jarrell Big Baby Miller and Jared Big Baby Anderson? Yeah, that'd be interesting if they can make that fight. That's if Top Rank wants to take another chance on Miller after he cost him a lot of money when he failed the drug test for his comeback fight initially a couple years ago. So, yeah, Hellenius will stop Ruiz, in my opinion. Maybe. It's possible if Robert Laney's is motivating, he's if he's gamed, but I don't know, man. If Andy Ruiz is very game, then yeah, that's a dangerous fight for Robert Hellenius, and I don't think he'll win that one. I had it 113, 112 too. To me that's I don't know. Just to me it's a little too close, but again, I can understand maybe why you would score it that way. But again, if it wasn't for those knockdowns, then that was the telling factor how Ruiz won the fight. So I scored it 114, 110 on my card. Let's see here. The Fight Doctor said the takeaway were the knockdowns and Ruiz loses. Yeah, it's a possibility. This fight could have been up a draw, or maybe Luis Ortiz win, or Andy Ruiz wins. It was that close of a fight if it weren't for those knockdowns. Because even though, if you look at the punch stats, even though Luis Ortiz outthrew Andy Ruiz by like almost 200 punches, but as far as punch connected, they're relatively the same. So that's how close the fight it was if it weren't for those knockdowns. So it is what it is. Yeah, can't wait for October 15th, guys. So let's see. What else do we have for next week? I know we have that all-women card on Boxer on Sky Sports in the UK. So Clarissa Shields versus Savannah Marshall for the undisputed middleweight title. Then we have on that undercard, Michaela Mayer versus Alicia Baumgartner. I think that's the fight I'm really looking forward to. To me, I think Baumgartner is going to blind Michaela Mayer with that speed and that with that reflexes. I don't know if Michaela will be able to handle that. Maybe she'll have some success early on, but to me, I think Michaela is so annoying. She's obnoxious. I know some people say well, Carissa's equally obnoxious as well, but I don't know. I think Michaela, in my opinion, somebody needs to shut her mouth, and some will argue that Clarissa needs her mouth shut too. I don't know. I mean, that'd be an interesting fight. I am picking Clarissa to beat Savannah Marshall. Michaela Mayer, I know she's the slight favorite to win, but I'm picking Baumgartner to win that fight because I think stylistically that's a terrible matchup for Michaela Mayer. Now, as far as Savannah Marshall's concerned, I haven't really seen anyone put a lot of pressure on her in fights, and especially if somebody who's very creative in the mid-range and the close distance of punching as far as Clarissa Shields. So I know she beat her in the amateurs. That was a very long time ago. So, things are different now. And Clarissa's fought much better opponents than Savannah Marshall. So that would be a very interesting fight to see, how that takes place. Oh, yeah, Parker versus Joyce is this month, too. So I think that's right after the after Savannah Marshall and the Clarissa Shields card. So I'm going to go ahead and look at the schedules just to make sure everything, if I'm, make sure everything's right. So let's see. No, not all sports. Let's go pro boxing. All media, all divisions. So September 7th, we have a card in Tascuna in Mexico. So we're looking at, so the zone have a card in, and I think let's see, and where is it? In San Jose. Is that where is that at? What is that? What Latin country is that in? I know Sonia Osorio versus Ali Adelaide Ruiz is fighting for the interim WBC interim world super flyweight title. All right, so next Saturday, which is what we're all looking forward to. Let me get to that. Actually, I should filter out the dates, man. It'd be easier if I could do that. No, I can't. Okay, so let me go over here. All right, so Showbox has a card. I'm not interested in that. Let's see. Okay, so Australia has a card. I'm not into that. Canada, the Zone Canada. They have a card in Brampton. I'm not interested in that. Hamburg, Germany. No. Let's see here. Give me a minute, guys. So they have some cards in Blackpool, some more Southern area cards, your cards, and Bethnal Green. Here it is. The Zone, ESPN Plus. So we have the Clarissa Shields card. Yeah, all women's card. You have Ebony Jones on there. You have Caroline Dubois. So basically, the fighters who are up and coming, making their debuts. Lauren Price, April Hunter, Shannon Ryan, Sarah Liegman. So they're fighting, Pete women who are like, journey, who are on a journey woman status, like the Beck Conleys, this, that, and they're all losing records. But the main card is the one, that we want, with the two, the co-main event, as you want to call it. Shields versus Marshall for the undisputed middleweight title. Then you have what you call it, Baumgartner versus Mayer, or Mayer versus Baumgartner for the unified super featherweight titles. Unfortunately, the WBA, who is the WBA champion? Is it Yumin Choi. So Eddie Hearn think has a promotional deal with her. I don't know what's going on in Yumin Choi. She needs to get into the mix. I know Michaela Mayer's been trying to get that fight for a while. I believe Alicia Baumgartner was trying to get that fight too, but some reason Choi's people didn't want that fight for her. And Choi has been waiting a lot of big fights. I know she was initially scheduled to fight Iva Mamadouche when Mamadouche was the IBF champion, but when COVID happened, they had to call off the fight, but they never made an attempt to reschedule that. So they've been trying to keep Choi away from these other top champions. I think she's been avoiding a lot of them. So I don't know. The WBA need to do something and tell her that either mandate her to fight a legit contender. I have to look at the rankings. Either they don't mandate her to fight somebody, or they have to strip her for the title. Because I like Choi. She's got skill, but she's not fighting anyone. And that's what's frustrating about it, is that she's out in South Korea and she's not getting big fights. I'm not sure it's her choice, but it's our management team that doesn't want her in those big fights. Eddie's got to do something, man, to get her in there in the mix with the super featherweights. But yeah. Also Saturday, what's also going on that Saturday? So that's what's coming up next Saturday. That's the card we're looking at. The all women's card on Boxer Sky Sky Sports pay-per-view. So unless anybody else can imagine. Yeah, let's see here. I'm missing the comments here, guys. Y'all say Joseph Parker and Joe Joyce card is on the 24th, so that's the week after. Okay. All right, cool. Well, actually, 2 weeks after. My bad. 2 weeks after. All right, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, what's up, Olev? He says, I just got here. I takes on Ruiz. Ortiz from 5 years ago would have shut him down, right? Yeah, you know what? If it was a Luis Ortiz that fought Brian Jennings back in 2015, I believe that version of Luis Ortiz may have beaten Andy Ruiz. Because, again, those knockdowns, if he didn't get those knockdowns, then maybe Andy Ruiz would have lost the fight. Maybe. I'm not saying that was definite because it was a close fight if you take away the knockdowns. But other than that, yeah, I think that version of Ortiz would have beaten Andy Ruiz. That's just my opinion. Canelo Triple G is a middle month. So this month has actually got a very good month of boxing, man. So Yeah, very excited. October we got Wilder versus Hellenius. I think some other cards are going to be happening around there too. So yeah. Wait a minute. Who gave Ortiz 8 rounds? Who gave him 8 rounds? Me personally, I wouldn't give him 7 rounds in my opinion. But it is what it is. What's up, Ralph? Ralph and Olaf says, yeah, that's not great considering a light gust of wind would knock Ortiz down. I mean, Ortiz's out. I mean, Ruiz's output averages 15 punches per round. That was truly pathetic. Yeah, I mean, look, at the same time, they are. This is the heavyweight division. They're not used to throwing that many value punches, but Andy Ruiz is known to throw a lot of punches. But I guess he was weary from the left hands from Ruiz because, I mean, from Ortiz, because even Andy Ruiz said himself that those left hands were stinging him. They were hurting him in the fight, but he just kept the poker face and kept going. So that's why he was very cautious throughout that fight. Because he realized when Ortiz was fresh and he was, he had great, he had his stamina going in a few rounds. He was very worried about that left hand. So even that second round when he put down Ortiz twice, even though that second knockdown wasn't a knockdown, but they called it anyway. In that end of that round, Ortiz hit Ruiz with two left hands that really rocked his head back. That's when Ruiz was very cautious after that. That's why he didn't really want to go for it, because he realized that Ortiz was still dangerous. So that's probably why his output was very low, because, and plus Ortiz was actually controlling the range throughout that fight for the most part. So yeah. Yeah, what up, DGL? He says that Ortiz is officially gatekeeper. Yeah, you know what? At this point of his career, he is. I think he's he's a little dangerous high level journeyman. He's still highly ranked. So at this point, I think he could be a high level journeyman if he wants to continue. But you know what, though, his family may say, you know what, you're up in age, you're too old. We don't want to see you get hurt like this. So I think it may be time for him to call it quits. I think it'd be best for him to leave. State of boxing. Yes, he did become the Cuban heavyweight champion as he wanted to be. That didn't happen, but he's made some decent money, to provide for his daughter's needs. He's I'm sure he's invested pretty well, so I'm sure he's gonna go into training up and coming fighters. So, especially coming out of Cuba. So, or open up a gym in Miami. So I think he'll just phase off to becoming a trainer. I think that'd be best for him. Yeah, both fighters look trash due to inactivity. Yeah, you know what? Ortiz fought earlier this year, so I wouldn't say he was quite inactive. I think that the fact that when he gets up in age, he's very, he's old, man, and those legs aren't the same anymore. His punch resistance is not the same anymore. But I would say though, his Achilles heel is that getting hitting on top of the head, man. It's like these heavyweights, it's like they can't take those shots on the temple very well. It's like Tyson Fury, when Deontay Wilder knocked him down, those 3 out of the 4 times is those shots were on top of the head. On the temple. Anthony Joshua always get put down, get hurt on the top of the head shot. Deontay Wilder gets hurt on the top of the head shot. Anthony Joshua, Luis Ortiz. I mean, these heavyweights always seem to get hurt with those damn out off the top of the headshots, man. It's like that's their Achilles heel. It's like all of them have that vulnerability there. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, Andy Ruiz, I guess he was more inactive because he's only fought once since last year, I believe. Did he fight earlier last year? Yeah, he did. So he's only fought once a year, and Ortiz has been a little bit more active than the two because this is his second fight within the year, whatnot. So, yeah, Luis is very, very, very chinny. No excuse for Ruiz to not finish him. Just a fat slob being too lazy. Uh, yeah, definitely to me, he's just, a little bit, disciplinary issues. He doesn't, even Ruiz himself in midday, he's not disciplined. So I don't think that was the reason why he didn't finish him. I think in that second round, when he took when he was trying to go for the finish and we got caught with those two lefts at the end of the round, that's when he was very worried about Ortiz's power because Ortiz was still hurting him with those shots. And he was like, okay, fuck it. I can't be too reckless now. I got to be careful with this guy because he's still dangerous when he's hurt. So, look what happened to Charles Martin. So I wouldn't say that there was no excuse for Ruiz not to finish him. I just think that he was very worried about Ortiz's left hand. So yeah, maybe he could have turned, increased his output a little bit more to break Ortiz down. I will agree with you there. But as far as going to the finish, nah, there was no way he could finish Ortiz that early. I thought he was, but until he got caught with those lefts, that's when he realized, okay, fuck it. I can't, I gotta play this. I gotta excuse me for cursing, guys. He said, forget it. I gotta be extra cautious now. I'm not gonna get caught with these shots again. So yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. I mean, nothing more to discuss here. It was a very good outing. It was a very good card. Yeah, I mean, even though those fights on the undercard were supposed to be showcase fights, but there was a very entertaining showcase fights. Isaac Cruz, I mean, he destroyed Ramirez in 2 rounds, and Amares had a pretty good fight with Santos. But I mean, now who did he fight? Was it Santos? Hold on, let me go back here, guys. Give me a minute. Hold on here. Uh, Amares. Now, Abner Mares, yeah, he got a draw against let's see, Miguel Flores, yeah, Miguel Flores. So me personally, yeah, that was on. Some people are gonna look at that. Said no, Rob Mars got robbed from a comeback victory, but again, he ran. I'm gonna say ran, but he was on his bicycle like after the fourth round. He literally wasn't throwing many punches after that, and I could see why the judges scored that way. It's like, dude, this is like another Oscar De La Hoya Felix Trinidad situation. Yeah, you're up on the cards. You're outlanding the guy by 30, by 20 punches going into the fourth or fifth round, but you're not fighting after that. And that's what judges don't like to see. So, yeah. So, yeah. Fight Doctor says, I'm not biased, hardly. He says Ortiz was outboxing Ruiz easily. Yeah, he was outboxing for the most part of the fight. It's just that the exchanges is what did Ortiz in. It's like he was just too anxious, in my opinion. He just was like really wanting to get in those exchanges, and that's the thing about Andrew Ruiz. You cannot give him a chance to fight up close and give him a chance to throw those punches, during the middle of exchanges because he's always going to beat you there. You cannot fight him that way. So you have to keep him at the end of your job. You got to keep circling him. You have to really keep your distance from him. You cannot fight him at close quarters or give him any chances of fighting you up in the mid or close range. Obviously, you cannot do that with him. Love says that the buildup with showing Ruiz with a sick pack and lifting weights was absolutely bullshit. I mean, Ruiz was always to be lazy to maximize his potential, and that's why it's so frustrating, wasted talent. Yeah, he's always putting this facade that that I'm going out there, I'm going to train hard, look at my shape. Yeah, he did show us that his shape in the Chris Aurelio fight, so he actually looked in pretty good shape there. But it's like he did this with the second Joshua fight because we saw, like a picture, like a crop photo of him looking slimmer than he did in the first fight. And we was like, oh, this guy's gonna come in with better condition. He's gonna be more faster. The next, he came in at like 284 pounds. It's like, what the fuck? So yeah, he is disappointing. He said he's hungry. I mean, I know Mala had chimed in on that. He said he's hungry. He wants 3 fights a year. But again, he's also contradicting himself because he said if he gets once he gets the Wilder fight, if he gets it, then after that he's gonna call it a career. And then he says he wants a Joshua fight. Then he say he wants a Tyson Fury fight. It's like the dude just can't make up his mind, man. It's like there's a contradictions all over the place with these damn heavyweights, man. Let's see. Ruiz can't even get out of the way of a jab. He can't. He can't find a way. He can't even defend that punch at all. He can't get out of the way of it. So if there's a third fight with Joshua, I'm picking Joshua. Yeah, you know what? I'm definitely picking Anthony Joshua in that fight. It depends what type of shape Andrew Ruiz comes in at. So if he comes in a very good condition and he's motivated, he's in shape, then he has a very good chance of beating Joshua in the third fight, especially if the current mental state that Anthony Joshua is in right now. So but if he comes in like he did in the second fight, then he's not beating Joshua. So yeah. uh so yeah, I guess that's it, guys. There's nothing more to be discussed here. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. It is late. I know Labor Day is tomorrow, so expect most of us not to work tomorrow. So let's enjoy that third week day off during the weekend. Call it 3-day weekend as we want to call it here. So yeah, yeah. The undercard was good. We had upset on the card, a slight upset when Edwin Valenzuela he got knocked out in the third round, stopped by what you call it, Edwin Dos Santos. That was a mile upset. And then before that we had who else on that card? We had let me see. Give me a minute here. And what else was on those? What other fights was on that card? Uh, oh well, it is what it is. My mind's freezing up on me right now, guys. But it was a pretty good, entertaining undercard. So, yeah, I gotta give it. Yeah, PBC, Fox did a pretty good show tonight. So, the main event was pretty good. So, I mean, yeah, again, it wasn't like a all-out slugfest. It was more cagey, but mixture of a lot of moments in the fight, especially with the two knockdowns, especially with the exchanges when the two did get into exchanges. Andy Ruiz definitely hurt Luis Ortiz more so than Ortiz hurt him. So yeah, it was a very good night. Yeah, Olive, thanks, man. Yeah, Martin did beat up Vargas, but unfortunately that fight was on the non-preliminary card, the non-televised card, and I think Charles Martin was upset about that because the way he, came into that fight and the way he lunged in, he launched into Vargas in the first round, he was mad. I could see why. It's like, again, it's like, you just headlined the pay-per-view back in January against Ortiz, the same man that was headlining tonight against Andy Ruiz. Yes, you lost to Ortiz, but you put up a very good effort. You was outboxing him. You was hitting him with some big shots, and you got caught with one big one and lost the fight. But again, I don't know what happened to where he got relegated to the non-televised card. And yeah, and Charles Martin is not a bad heavyweight. He's a decent heavyweight. I'm not saying he's good, but he's an okay heavyweight. I mean, for him to be relegated to the non-televised card, that something had to happen there. He may have pissed somebody off. Is either Al Heyman or Fox just said, you know what, based off the opponent that you're fighting, we're not going to put this on the main event card. So maybe Fox didn't want that on the main event card. I don't know. I don't know what it was, man. Yeah, it was. He took his frustration out on Devin Vargas, man. That's the way I see it. Because yeah, I agree. He pummeled the guy. He just beat him to a bloody pulp. I don't know what. I mean, again, he was upset. He got relegated. To me, again, he was upset that he got relegated to the non-televised card, and again, he may piss somebody off to where, you know, he took his anger out on Vargas. But I guess it's a lesson for him. If that was the case, then maybe he needs to know next time around. Yes, you have to stand your ground on certain situations, but again, I don't know. I'm only speculating. But if you're going to stand your ground, but there's a time that you're going to have to say, you know what, I live to fight another day. Let me step back. But I don't know. But it is what it is. He got another victory. Where does he go from here? I don't know. Maybe we can set up a. Where does Charles Martin go from here? I mean, he definitely. I don't know. Maybe he could be a good test for a guy like Jared Anderson. Somebody mentioned that in the comment. I think it was Big Boys or Mala. I think it was one of those two. So yeah, maybe you could set up a fight between Charles Martin versus Jared Anderson. I think that'd be a good step up fight for Jared Anderson. So yeah, yeah. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. Thank you guys for coming in. Very good. Very decent, very good heavyweight fight. Not not the most exciting, but again, it's not boring either. Definitely had its moments, but again, it was a good, decent scrap. So that's all I got to say. Other than that, I'm out. Well, Hollis, before I go, he says, why do these shitty heavyweight journeymen fight dangerous fighters like that? I mean, way too dangerous of a profession. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like some of these guys are, who are like, once in their careers where they were touted as good prospects, so to where they were going to be somebody. But when they start taking losses, string of losses, then there's no money invested to them anymore. So at this point in their career, they're just fighting to, just to make ends meet. You know what I mean? So they're just going in there. They're just going to just, not saying exactly lay down for the opponent, but they're just there to just to lose. That's the way it is. So I mean, that's the only way I could keep a steady income. I'm gonna just go in there and lose, like Eric Molina. He's been called up many times to go fighting, fighting Britain. And he just like, he's just there to lose. He's not there to win. I mean, Eric Molina at one point of his time was, was a was a heavyweight that, that you have to be wary for, but when they see a guy like that who's taking losses, getting tough fights, they're gonna look at you and say, you know what, we're gonna use you as a journeyman to put our guy over. So you have to, you have to follow code, you know what I mean? You have to go with the script. I'd rather work at McDonald's. You know what? Yeah. At the same time, you're putting your health on the line just to collect a paycheck, especially in a journeyman status. But to me, I just say, you know what? Whatever money you made, and you feel that no promoter, no networks going to put money into you anymore. I think you may want to use those purses and just get out of the sport while you have your health intact and invest in something else. You know what I mean? Do something else. But unfortunately, some of these fighters don't have that luxury. Eric Molina, on the other hand, he's very educated. He's actually a teacher. So he definitely has a regular day job where he, makes decent money. But at the same time, he supplements his income by going over to Europe and, and fight. And he earns a good maybe $50,000 to $100,000 payday, or maybe $200,000 at best. So, Yeah. Yeah, guaranteed punch drunk, shortened lifespan, slurred speech, slurred speech, not worth 10K or whatever they're getting every other year or two. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. But again, I guess when these fighters take that one big shot, even though they feel they're not really hurt by it, they make it look like they're hurt by it, and they just go down. They just call it a day. And speaking of that, Fraser Clark was very upset about his fight, his showing yesterday on the boxer card, and he was very upset because he's like, look, how am I supposed to develop as a heavyweight when I'm fighting guys like this? And he has an excellent point because it seems like, look, the guy threw a couple good jabs. He had a very good educated jab, the opponent that he was fighting. But at the same time, it's like, if you look at the weight difference between the two, it looks like this guy looked like he was a goddamn light heavyweight fighting Fraser Clark, who's a big heavyweight. I'm like, what in the world? Where did they get this guy? So I could see why Frazier was upset about it because when the guy got knocked down, I'm not sure Frazier Clark threw his best punch, but the guy went down and he didn't want to continue. So yeah, Frazier was not happy about that. He's like, look, man, I'm an Olympian. I had a good amateur career. I need to be in fights where I need to learn and I need to develop. I can't be fighting guys like this. So I'm glad that Frazier Clark came out and said that, look, I'm not here to pad my record. I'm here to fight, to be in fights where I need to progress. So he's looking to accelerate from the looks of it. So I think he wants to be in a position like Joe Joyce is, to have an acceleration in his pro career. To be fair, Joe Joyce had a pretty long amateur career. I'm not sure if Frazier Clark had I think he had a pretty lengthy amateur career himself. And speaking of that, him and Joe Joyce fought in the AIBA championship back in 2014. And I can tell you this, Joe Joyce put a beating on Frazier Clark, man. Man, that was pretty rough to watch. Even though Frazier tried, and he landed some big shots on Joe Joyce during that fight, but Joe Joyce, he's got that chin of vibranium, boy. He can take some big shots. He keep coming at you and start throwing a lot of punches, even though they look slow and lethargic. But once they land, boy, those will hurt. And Joe Joyce has some very, very heavy hands. So, yeah, I watched that. Take a look at that fight between Joe Joyce versus Frazier Clark. That was a bad beating that he took. And then he eventually got stopped, Frazier Clark. So, yeah, that was a bad beating. I just have to point that out. Yeah, that was cool. I'm glad he didn't. No more mismatches. Yeah, I got to give Frazier Clark props for coming out and saying what he had to say. He was not happy about it. He did kind of put Ben Shalom on blast for that. And Ben Shalom said, "You know what? We tried our best to get him a good opponent, but unfortunately, some of these fighters don't want to make themselves available. They're just they just don't want to fight a guy like Frazier Clark right now. I don't know what they're asking for, but unfortunately, we have to keep him busy, but at the same time, we don't like to see him in situations like this. He need fights like this is not going to give him the progression that he needs, and I agree. I agree. So yeah, it's good to stay busy, but at the same time, you need the progression. So again, I think Frazier Clark is looking for acceleration, just like Joe Joyce. I think that's what he's looking for. He's not going to sit there and pad his record up to 20 pro fights. He wants to get progressions now. He wants to be ranked. So he wants to do all this part within 15 fights. That's what he's trying to do. So maybe he's trying to follow the Anthony Joshua footprint. Now that's my take, or the Joe Joyce footprint. So yeah, thanks, man. I really appreciate it. So yeah, until next time, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. I'm out. Peace.